Hello everybody and welcome to Dorfromantik. Now this is a little game that set the world on fire and stole my heart when it released into early access. It's one of those minimalistic town builders slash puzzle games per se. You get these hex-based tiles of different shapes and you match fields together alongside of different demands and requirements for fields and towns and trains and rivers and boats and ponds. Now this game had quite a bit of coverage when it released into early access, so I'm not going to dive too much into the game itself. This is kind of a video showcasing the launch of Dorfromantik. So it has left early access as of this morning, as of me uploading on the 28th of April 2022, and it has some new features alongside of that 1.0 launch. They're resetting the leaderboard, which is one of the most important things as far as I'm concerned, because it got way too out of proportion for me to even compete against my friends, and this gives me another opportunity to take my rusty old skills and de-rust them and compete against everybody once again for the top scores. But the modes that are included with the 1.0 release are the creative mode, which was in previously alongside of classic. That's what we've had before. There's a tutorial here which will let you learn to play the game, so if you haven't played a game like this, you can play the tutorial. There's the quick mode, which, as it says here, the quick mode allows for short and snappy round of Dorfromantik. Try to beat your high score by collecting as many points as possible with a limited number of tiles to place. This is a really interesting little rule set, because it's even more of a board game than the classic mode, where you just keep earning more tiles and building a bigger sprawl until eventually you kind of trap yourself instead of just being limited from the get-go. The next mode that has been added alongside of this is a hard mode, which is play a more difficult version of Dorfromantik. In the hard mode, there are fewer quests and a steeper curve and more complex tiles. So instead of getting as many opportunities to earn more tiles, the game will kind of lock you into a more, well, I guess, as it says, steeper difficulty curve. And then there's the monthly mode, which is a monthly mode that offers a new configuration of custom rules and a fixed seed each month. Enjoy a variety and compete with others. Now, because I'm recording this before release, I do not actually have access to this. This is something that will keep me coming back to this game time and time again. One of my favorite things is monthly leaderboards in games. Snout is an example of that. I launch Snout at least once a month just to play some Snake Breakout and get my name on that leaderboard. And I'm looking forward to this because this is going to give people just an opportunity to compete on the same leaderboard once a month, and it won't be as daunting as the global leaderboard. Then the last thing we have here is a creative mode, which is customized with different rules to create your own mode that you will enjoy the most, and share your seed with others and play the same map with the same tiles. This will also be a lot of fun because I can share amongst my friends, especially for me when I'm streaming these over on my Twitch channel. I'll be able to pass these out to everybody else. So we're going to start off with a quick mode here. I think we'll attempt a hard mode, and then I'll peek around at creative custom mode for a little bit here, because as I said, there's been extensive coverage of the classic and the creative modes, so I think that these kind of here are what's interesting. Now you can have multiple save games, unlike previously where it was just the one save file, because this game, it's very minimal, right? So it doesn't really have a main menu. You just open the game and you're playing. That's it. But before I start this, I just want to real quick jump over to settings, and just so that you can kind of see an option for your post-processing and graphics options. As once again, this game is very minimal, so it doesn't have a lot of options, but it does have something that I would like to highlight, which is translucent UI. I'm visually impaired, so translucent UI like this is very difficult for me to use. So I just want to say a big thank you that they have the option to disable that. You can change the dynamic color background if that bothers you, and you can also tweak a few other things here. Of course, there's your normal options for audio, and then in the extra options, there's also the option to run in background, which is really nice so that when I tab out, because I am on 3 monitors, it doesn't break anything. And of course, you can clear your progress, and you can disable tracking if you would like that as well. Now, we are now playing a round of classics, so we're going to jump over here, and I'm going to, I'm not sure why it re-enabled the translucent UI, but I'm going to disable that again. It's like now just stuck on this one. Oh well, we'll deal with it. But anyway, we're going to start off with quick mode. So new game. Oh, hey, look at that. It fixed it. Yeah, the translucent UI is gone. So quick game. We have 25 tiles. And I do have an undo option, which I can hit U to undo, which is really nice. So we're going to start off by connecting this. And now, as you can see, we have this +3. So add at least 3 fields to fulfill this quest. We have to add at least 3 fields. It's not a maximum of, it's at least 3 fields to complete that particular field. We also have this town here, which I'm going to start over on the other side of the river. And we're going to kind of run the river through. We also have a forest that's now being started. Lots of little polished things since the initial release of this. I haven't played it a ton since the initial releases, just a little bit, but I would like to note that that little white line showing up there is a feature that has been added since I last played, which has been very nice just to look at. I'm going to connect this forest over here so that we have some extra fields there, because it's not a maximum of, it's just a minimum of, so we have to connect at least 2 more to that. Same here with this town. We're going to plop that town piece down right there, and I'm going to see if I can connect this. I'm already kind of getting myself stuck here. It shows how good I am at these games. The answer is not very. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's doable. That's going to be tight because I'm going to need another town piece for that. All right, well, I'm sorry, little townhouse. I think you're going to be stuck on your own for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I guess I'll just connect that to that. And then this will complete that field quest. So I could keep it as 1 field on its side with this and just lock it off, or I could extend it out and leave that open. I think we'll just lock it. Now I have this train truck, which I'm going to attach right there, and unknowingly screw myself out of being able to extend that. Well, at least we can finish that town over here, so that's good. Now we have +4, so add at least 4 fields to complete this quest. Noted, can do. And we have this little end of river thing here, which is actually very helpful, so I can start trying to connect some of these bits of town together. And because we do have this little bit of town on the edge of the field, we're going to snap that right there next to there. Perfect. Continuing out, well, I can connect you to that, you to that. That'll do. So, it's good to be back. That's what I have to say about Dorfromantik. This game has a feel and a vibe to it that is, I don't know if impressive is the right word, but there are a few games that make me as unreasonably happy as this game. So I don't know if anybody who worked on this game is going to see this video, but I just want to say, if you worked on this game, thank you. That's the only way to put it. This is the only game that's made me so happy. The music makes me tear up a little bit. There is something about the vibe of this game that is unparalleled. So thank you for making this, because this is what video games need to be. Now, with my gushing aside, let's continue placing fields. So let's chuck one up there. Oh man, I actually have a river piece attached to a train track now. Oh, okay, I guess we'll get the little loopy track of nonsense. That'll do. We'll leave them like that. It'll sort itself out. You're gonna connect to this. You're gonna connect to this. Now, which direction do I go though? Let's go on this side, I think. I also really like the undo tool. So we do have a maximum of 75 tiles for this quick mode. Because, like, the rounds of this can get quite long. They can, in fact, get quite long. All right, that finishes up that town, which is good. Gets us a few more tiles. Finishes up that, which also gets us a few more tiles. Right. So if I place this here, that will lock it off, and then we won't be able to finish that town. So I'm going to connect you to this instead. It's not as immediately useful, but it's something. Now, so that is add, and add. I don't have any, like, maximum ofs, so I can actually connect these 2 little towns together and finish both of those in one pop, which is great. Seems excellent to me. Let's actually go this way. I feel like there's a little bit more of a possibility of that connecting. We've started off with kind of the darker tile set, I guess, or coloration variant, but it is brightening up as the town gets built. But yeah, this has become one of my favorite, I guess, subgenres of city builders. I mean, very recently, just a few days ago, I uploaded a video of tile cities, and I plan to upload more of that as well. A little game developed by a Ukrainian developer as a side project from his main game. And I grew up on SimCity and all of the city builders of old, I suppose. And I would say that, like, most of the time I don't often find myself reaching for bigger city builders anymore. I'm always, looking for games like this. Islanders was one that really stuck out to me when it released, that I very much enjoyed. And this is a pre-release recorded video of the release of this, right? Like the full version leaving early access. But I already have 45 hours on this game, and that was just from not even just the initial binge from release, but that was through various versions since the early access release. And I did get kind of frustrated with it at a point because just due to early access balance, but I've been reading the patch notes, and I am absolutely ecstatic to come back and have the opportunity to play some more of this. Now, right here, it says add at least 25 trees to fulfill that quest. However, you'll see this little flag. Close the group by placing tiles at the highlighted edges to fulfill this quest. Now, this is what frustrated me when I was learning the game originally, is it didn't actually make that super clear. But these little pop-ups are a wonderful addition, explaining every single tooltip. And also, you can disable most of the tooltips in the settings screen. So if perhaps you have played quite a significant amount of this, and the rule sets for all of the different tile types, well, you can easily, in that case, simply remove it and disable those pop-ups. So you don't even need to concern yourself with them if you don't want to. Awesome. We can connect that little town piece right there and get another card pack potentially. Plug you in over there, and I think. Yeah, we'll continue the river over there. A little town down here. Now we need to focus on finishing that forest and blocking it off. We also need to finish this. So I'm going to be a little careful here to not lock us out of anything. So we need 4. We're going to continue working on this little town and hope that we get reasons to expand it. Ooh, this is a tricky one. Always these train tracks that throw everything off. That could be interesting. We'll see what it gives us there. We're getting pretty close to the end of what we're going to be able to do with this quick session. Ooh. Let's do that. 32 more trees need to be connected to that. I am going to be honest, I will be kind of surprised if we're able to complete that. Yeah, that'll work. Finish up the train. Connect you over there. All of the pieces that can connect to water go onto the water. That's too many houses. Because this one is exactly 5 more houses. Or exactly 9 more houses. Sorry, now it's 5. Jeez. Let's connect you. You're 48 on the dot. Now 5. 4 for you two, and that's the session of our quick mode completed. A nice cute little town has been created. So now, of course, we can continue in creative mode if we would like. We can save this. We can also disable the UI to take a nice screenshot. And yeah, I guess you hit escape to bring it back. So I'm going to disable this and, like I said, take a screenshot. So that is your quick mode for Dorfromantik 1.0. Let's take a real quick look at hard mode, shall we? So hard mode, once again, it's just going to give us much more complex tiles early on. So immediately it's giving us some specific quests. And I have a feeling it's not going to help me very much to complete these. Well, it seems to be. I'm expecting to lose quickly here. I don't know why. To watch carefully as to what these forests want. Careful to not block us off with that. Some water. At least water's pretty flexible. Complete that train. Let's do that, I think, because we're not going to connect it to anything else regardless. Don't need to connect you to the town, so let's go with this instead. There's something about the music in this. It's so powerful in the best way possible. Music has power, and don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. Falling into the zone here, which is not optimal for video recording, I will be honest. So from this look at it at the hard mode, very briefly here. So far what I've seen is that it's going to give you more complicated pieces and not necessarily the immediate obvious way to complete the tiles that are asked for. We're going to close you off down there. Ooh, I like that. We'll do something with you. You up top. Well, that's nice of it. It gave us a way to fix that. And then we can connect this here and have a little field in the middle. It'll be even better. It'll be fantastic. But yes, it's definitely more complicated pieces right off the bat. We'll play a little bit of this, and depending on how long it goes, I might save, and we'll take a brief look at the creative mode. Or not creative mode, the custom mode. Sorry, creative mode's been in the game for a while. Let's throw you on that. Now, that's a nice big forest piece. It's not giving me like the big square blocky forest pieces is like the real difference I'm seeing here. And it seems to be like smartly screwing me, shall we say. I don't know how much time I personally will play in a hard mode. I felt that the normal mode for this was already decently challenging enough, but I can certainly see an appeal here for people that want more of a harder puzzle experience. If you've played this, I'd be curious to know how did you feel about the difficulty in Dorfromantik in just the normal modes? Assuming you've played this, and if you're gonna pick this game up, let the devs know I sent you. Either in a Steam review or something else. This game's very affordable. It's $10 or your regional equivalent. Absolutely lovely little experience for your time, especially if you played any kind of town buildery board games in the past. Let's throw you right there. All right. So that's a very brief look at the hard mode for Dorfromantik, but we're going to take advantage of this save game now, right there, which we of course can come back to later. And now we're going to go take a look at the custom mode. Now, this is interesting. Look at this. Look at all of these different options that we have for the customs mode. We can adjust our quest probability. We could make a very, very hard mode. You can increase housing amounts that you'll get in your seed configuration. You can customize fields. You can customize water. You can customize train tracks and even element density. You can customize everything. I kind of almost just want to turn all of the quests off and just be like, all of the houses, and see what it gives me. I'm really curious to see what the community can come up with these custom seeds, and the fact that I can have the seeds and compete with my friends while live or in a Discord call is a really cool idea. Maybe me and my team can have some competitive custom games for this, going back and forth. And then, of course, the progression for this game is as you complete these quests that pop up in the top right, you do unlock new tile pieces, which are then added into your possible pieces that will pop up. They are custom, nicer looking variants of the pieces that you would get normally. But I just want to say a real quick thank you to the developers for making this game, because it has been an absolutely wonderful little period of time for me, honestly. It's one of the most enjoyable town building adjacent experiences of recent memory. So thank you for making Dorfromantik. developers. And if you haven't checked this game out yet, I recommend you do. It's available in multiple places. I'll put the links down in the description. It's very cheap, and it is leaving early access and in full release today, as of the time of recording, the 28th of April, 2022. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you would like to see more like it, there's more videos on this YouTube channel than you could reasonably watch in a lifetime. And if you would like to support me directly, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description. And if you would like to watch my face while I play video games, you can go over to twitch.tv/BLINDIRL and watch me live. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.